we go. Be gentle with it, right? So it doesn't stop.
Okay, go ahead and sit down. Just gonna make sure you're in frame. I'll be good at learning how to record. Okay, so here's the mirror so you can kind of watch what I'm doing as we go.
Okay.
Okay, so anytime that you do brows, first you want to brush out your brows. So I'm just gonna, you can look in the mirror so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to brush them out in the shape of where I want them to go. My dog is down.
What kind of dog?
She's a toy poodle.
Aww. I had a Shapoo and a Pomeranian on this one.
Oh. Okay, so we brush out your brows, but we're not going to put the spoolie up because it's going to go, we're going to need them.
Okay.
So spike, just so you see it. There you go. And then sometimes I would get one of these and like this thing wouldn't turn anymore. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I just got you.
Right.
And you usually want to start it by just putting some on the back of your head just so that square isn't so harsh. Because what you're going to be doing is drawing a line on your eyebrows.
Okay.
So usually you want to line underneath the brows first. And you're going to hold your chin up a little bit for me. Yeah. So I usually start right here in about the middle of your brow to shape it down. So with spike, because it is, as you can see, is light strokes, you're going to have to do more strokes to kind of shape it the way you want to. And then the most important thing too while you're doing your brows is to try not to make facial expressions because if you do, your brows are going to go that way.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm just going to do little strokes in the middle just to kind of fill in that area so I can figure out what shape I want to do them. I'm actually doing good because I usually can't talk while I do brows. So you can already see how that end over there is looking a little bit fuller than over there.
Definitely.
So I've shaped that down. I don't want to do too much to that, but I definitely don't want to put too much product in the front of your brows. So I'm kind of just going to line under there just a tad bit, but not too much. So that's where you're going to have to get that spoolie again. And just kind of brush up so you can see kind of where you're at.
Okay.
And I'm really just lined a little bit under there, and I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to come over here and then do this brow now. And then same thing, starting in that same place. Just to kind of fill that in.
Yeah.
Because that's the most sparse part of the brow. But when you have thinner brows, it is a lot easier to use spiked. And then I'm just going to touch at the top of these really quick, just so we can kind of see where the shape's going with it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and touch the middle with the front part of this brow. Not too much, just a little. Okay. So now we've got the bottom of them kind of filled in, but we kind of need to shape up the top of it. With the top, I'm just kind of going to pretty much follow the natural shape of it to shape them up. Now, even if you kind of get off track and you notice they're not even, I tell people all the time, you can literally draw a black block where your eyebrows are and take a concealer brush and clean them up. Okay. So don't worry so much about the bottom. Just get the shape of them so you can clean it up later. So this what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go in. And you'll notice you'll always have one brow you favor over the other.
So do you go and get yours waxed regularly and then just do your own fill-in?
I actually don't wax them at all. Yeah. So what I do with my brows is I'll just take a razor and clean them up under, and that's pretty much all.
Right.
I'm terrified to let, I just have trust issues.
I understand.
Because once you mess up your brows, it's so hard to kind of get them back where you need them to be. Put your chin on. Okay, now I'm just stepping back to make sure they're even. And they are a little bit to your arch right here. So go ahead and look at them. And right now they're still looking a little bit rougher than normal. But you filled them in at this
Right.
point. So now what you need to do is clean them up. Now when you clean them up, you would want to use a concealer brush. I haven't swayed from this brush. I won't clean up brows with anything else other than my Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer brush. Now for your concealer, you can really use, since we're going to work, we want something that's more neutral. Sometimes when I do more dramatic, I'll go for a lighter tone. But I'll tell you good one. Now these concealers are like $3 a piece, but they're the best concealer on the market.
I brought some of those too because I was like, why did somebody tell me about these?
Great, great.
So I
Let's see
didn't
which
know,
ones.
and I was
That
like,
looks
I
like
wonder if they're
fawn.
too dark. So I think that's something different. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
black
anyways,
opal.
Yeah.
They're good.
Okay.
Does that have a color? No. This is fawn. This is great. Yeah, fawn. Okay. Yeah, you can use fawn. Fawn's great, but let me show you how we do it with fawn, right? So basically, I'll let it squeeze a little bit till it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is really fresh. It's got the water's coming out of it. And sometimes you want to like pre-squeeze it because you don't want that water.
Yeah.
to
Nasty
get
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So lately, what I do is I kind of just put it under your eye like that, and then what I do, I only clean on one eyebrow at a time like this.
Okay.
All right. So lift your chin up, and I'm just gonna clean up where I want your line to be. And sometimes you naturally will do it if you were doing your own brow. You naturally like lift your eyebrow to
Right.
clean under it, but I pull your eyebrow up
Cool.
to get under it.
You said that, I can't even think, what you're using is from Anastasia?
The brush, yeah.
Brush, yeah.
But that's just me. Any concealer brush. So you're just
Okay.
looking for a flat
Okay.
brush to clean it up.
Wow, big difference.
Yeah. And I just kind of bring the rest of that concealer down.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is pretty much the hardest part about getting your brows to really look good. And it's going to take a lot of practice. This isn't something that just happens
Mm-hmm.
overnight. But you can definitely do it. You just got to practice it. You see the difference? Now when we do your foundation, we'll go over the top of your brow and kind of clean up that bottom area right there. But I'm just concerned about doing the bottom of the brow right
Okay.
You just want that line to be as sharp as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So then we'll come over here and do the same for this brow. Alright. Outer chin up. And see, this one was a little bit cleaner on the bottom, so I didn't really have to clean it up as much.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay. So now you have this like concealer look going on. This is where you're gonna start to look crazy, but you have to trust the process.
Understood.
So we're gonna go ahead and go through for your eye look today, okay?
Okay.
So with the same concealer that you've used, you wanna go ahead and prep the eye. So we're just gonna put it on your eyelids. And so go ahead and close your eyes. And then we're just going to apply more on your eyelids. And this is really nothing fancy. We're just really gonna put it on your eyelids and brush it down.
Okay.
It's like applying lotion to your eyelid in a way.
Mm-hmm. And you're using that same brush, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can really use any brush for this part.
Okay.
If I want to go like fast, sometimes I'll use a bigger brush
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of smear it in. But I do want to make sure it's somewhat even. And like really, you can do this part with your fingers. Sometimes I do it with my fingers. It just varies. You can go ahead and look in the mirror.
Okay.
So you see how that looks. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set that. So I'm going to take this flat brush. Again, this is one of those things where we start to get repetitive and unnecessary. You can just use your finger for this part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to smear it in a little bit smoother so that everything is really blended. Okay, now you can look in your mirror.
Okay.
So then we're going to take translucent powder,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what you would use to set the concealer, foundation, whatever you would use on your face. But you would also need to set your eyes because we use a liquid or a gel-like substance on your face. So we're going to take this translucent powder, and I'm just going to use this. You can use whatever you would use to apply your foundation or any brush that you have,
Mm-hmm.
and you would just put it on your eyelids while your eyes are closed. The reason why we're doing this is because the natural oils in your eyes will fold over and they'll rub your eyeshadow off. This keeps it on.
Okay.
So now that you've opened your eyes, there's going to be creases. I'm going to smooth those out before I set your eyes. Because if you set your eyes after you've had a crease, you're setting a crease in for the day. Alright, so go ahead and close your eyes. And actually it didn't crease too bad, so we should be able to set it. Okay, and you can open it. Just so you can see, I didn't put a lot on there,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and just brush it right back off. Okay.
Alright.
Now, when you're looking for an everyday look, do you usually want something with a little bit of shimmer but still pretty like subtle?
Yeah.
Okay. So a good palette for that is usually my go-to if I'm trying to do something pretty subtle. So the Morphe palettes, they're only $19.99 online. This is the 350M,
Mm-hmm.
but there's one that's metallic-y as well.
Okay.
I got this in a matte for my clients because I have a lot of shimmer. So basically it's, yeah, around these,
Yeah.
and they look really good with our complexion too. So I wanted something that would be like, you know,
Very versatile. I like
friendly.
that. Mm-hmm.
And then, trying to see, another good one that I love all the time. I think this one was a little bit more expensive. The Tartelette and Bloom palette. Now they have some pretty subtle shades as well, but they have some shimmers in here as well. But these colors, on my complexion personally, like I absolutely love them. Like this firecracker right here, like it's just like a really shimmery gold and funny girl. They're just really pretty colors as well. So usually I go between these two, just to add a little bit of shimmer. But we'll go over now eyes. And for eyes, I am going to use these little brushes here, but really you only need, I'll say 2 for this look. You want one that's a little bit more dense and fluffy, and then like a big fluffy one. So this is my big fluffy one from Elf.
Yep.
It's very, and you can feel it. You can see how soft it is compared to this one that's pretty dense.
Right. Okay.
So this is what I would use to put the color of your eye on. This is what I'm going to use to blend it out a lot better because it's softer, so it can move the pigment a lot better. The reason why we primed your eyes additionally to make sure it doesn't crease, that eyeshadow applies better when it's on your eye and you've primed it. It blends a lot easier. And then another brush we may use probably would be this one. And this is kind of flatter, but it's about the same amount of softness as the Elf brush. And this would be to place the shimmer on your eye as well.
So you always use a different brush after you apply the color, then like if you're doing a shimmer, do you usually use a different brush for that?
If you want it to show up better, you would.
Okay.
So we can do like a like a brown neutral type eye with a little bit of a gold shimmer.
I like that.
Okay, so we'll do that. So the first thing that you always want to do with your eye is you want to pretty much create like a base color for your eye. They call it a transition color, basically. And you can apply that with your big fluffy brush. And my go-to transition color would be this color right here. It's pretty just tan. Yeah. It's a good little tan. And I'll show you where to apply it on your eye, and then you can apply it on your other eye. Okay. So I'm just gonna rub the brush in here, and anytime that I have a lot of powder in my brush, sometimes I'll just knock the excess off because you don't want fallout on your face. And then you can go ahead and hold up your mirror so you can see where I'm placing it. So I'm gonna place it right along here of your eye, but I'm gonna do it pretty broad, okay? So I'm just gonna start down here and go up, and I'm just placing it on your eye. I'm gonna pick a little bit more color because I want to show up a little bit better than that. And I'm staying around this middle portion of your eye, not too high along the eyebrow, not too low, but just enough so where it shows up. And see, like already it kind of looks like, oh, okay, I got a little bit of something going on, but not too much.
Right.
So you want to keep it light like that. So I'll hand it over to you.
Right. This one correct? All right.
Yeah, you really can't mess up this step, so you can go in as hard as you want to. You may have to get more product. I don't know if you picked up a lot. Try not tapping it off. No, you can dip it in there though.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I see the difference there.
And when you're doing it, usually when I'm doing my eyeshadow, I look down. So if you hold the mirror like lower, so if I hold the mirror, oh, this is the magnifying side. If I hold the mirror like this, you see how if I look down at it, I can already see more of my eyelid.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So you can see more of your lid, because if you're looking up at it, you can't see your lid.
Some stuff, yeah.
But once you get, pro at it, you can get not even look at the mirror. Because I'll do a million different things.
Okay. What do you think?
All right, so that's good. What you want to do though, you want to drag it down more in the front. So you want to bring it down here too, and just all in this area. Just create a little bit more of an impact right in here. Alright. Alright, so we have our transition color on. Now, what we like to do is deepen the crease, is usually how they refer to it on like YouTube and whatnot. And you want to get like a darker color that's going to start to define your look. Now the color you pick is going to show how dark your eyes are going to look. We're going for it every day, so we don't want to go too dark. That's my mistake. Every time I end up doing my makeup, I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be light. And then it's like, boom, okay, this is dark now. Okay, whatever, we're going to keep going like that. So another good color to use would be in the same row, this third one right here. And this one is a little bit more of a deeper brown color. So nothing too deep. I'm going to take that denser brush, and we're going to focus on that outer corner, kind of like right in here of your eye. And that's just so we can keep it, consistent, because we're not doing anything all the way drawn out right here. We just want to focus that color in that one area. So hold the mirror down some so you can see. So I'm going to go right here. You see where your eye, that little, wherever that part of your body is, meets. And I'm going to do small circles right in there, just to really apply that product. Okay, now look at me.
Mhm.
So it's just deepen it up just a tad bit. Alright, so now I'm gonna let you do the same. Put the product on the brush for you.
Of course, I'm so nervous.
It's okay, you can't mess it up, I promise you.
Okay, you say that. You look like you just girl out my house.
So yep, you start right there in the same part, and then
I feel like I'm brushing. You weren't brushing. You were circling.
I'm more patting it in, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And just make sure you keep it on the back right hand side of your eye. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is stuff.
Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so the reason why I've turned the light on now is because anytime that you're blending, you want to make sure you have a lot of light so you can see what you're doing.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have a ring on or not. You just want to make sure you're somewhere in your house where you have a lot of light.
Mhm.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just blend everything together. I'm just going to go back to that same brush we used before. I'm not going to add any more product, but I'm just going to sweep along where your eye shadow and the concealer meets in that dark area.
Mhm.
So just sweeping through here to blend everything together a little bit more. And so everything looks pretty blended out to you. And then same thing over here. Sweeping. Cool.
Very good.
See? Great. Okay, so that color's a little light and it'll get lost throughout the day. So we need to add a little bit of a darker shade. So we're just gonna go down, skip one again. This one is a little bit darker, pretty much the darkest shade we used before. Yeah, same area of your eye. Oh, this is my eye. I'll stick over here. And I'm just going to deepen it up just a little bit, just a tad bit. This is gonna have to be like a really nice color to
I
like
like this color.
match your hair a little bit. Alright, see how that is?
Nice. Mhm.
Just like that. So, same thing for you.
Thanks.
And just gonna deepen it up just a little bit. Yeah, you kind of want to focus more on the outside of this part. Yeah, right in there. And then come down towards your lid a little bit more. Like your actual lid. So you'll have to look down
Oh,
again.
that's right. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, that should be good. And then look at me for a second so I can see. Okay, yeah. And then sometimes you just have to take that same brush and just kind of blend everything together.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna do big circles right here and just blend everything out a little bit better.
Okay.
Alright, so now we have the base of what it kind of looks like, but now we're gonna go ahead and add on the palette. Now a trick that I tell people, if you want your shimmer to show up a little bit more, to spray your brush with setting spray. It just helps it show up. For this particular look, I guess I'll use Firecracker. So I'll use something else. Yeah, so I'll use something else. Because that's a little bit more on the reddish side.
Mhm.
But remember, you can use any palette, any color you want to. Let's see what she gave you. Oh, this is pretty. Let's use this.
Okay.
It's a pretty little shimmer eyeshadow.
Let me make sure it's still recording. I know to stop after so long. And it did. No, it didn't.